An EWN exclusive into why 2 South African pilots were taken hostage in DRC and what happened to them. More on the bomb scare at Durban's Magistrates Court. A massive police presence away to Jacob Zuma's supporters outside Luthuli House today. And we have the Springbok 33-man squad for the Rugby Championship starting in August. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
We start with this exclusive. EWN has learned that 2 South African pilots were held hostage for a week in Democratic Republic of Congo. This after South African aviation businessman Jonathan Volpe allegedly stole millions from the DRC government and a company contracted to it.
The Hawks in Gauteng and police in KZN are probing SA businessman and CEO of United Aviation Group, Jonathan Volpe, after he defrauded 2 South African pilots as well as the DRC government earlier this year for millions of rands. This resulted in 2 SA pilots being held hostage for several days in the country's capital of Kinshasa as a fiery general taunted them with jail time and even death, demanding Volpe return a deposit of $60,000 owed to the DRC government. Speaking to EWN, one of the pilots, Tim Stark, says he was instructed not to fly for the presidential inauguration in December because Volpe had not paid them.
Jonathan would forge proof of payments, and quite badly, and he just kept doing this,
Volpe did not respond to detailed questions for comment. Arun Singh, Eyewitness News.
Former President Jacob Zuma wasn't at his virtual disciplinary hearing with the ANC, but that didn't stop his Umkhonto weSizwe supporters from turning up today, including the police, in a massive show of force and closed all roads leading to Luthuli House. In May this year, the ANC cancelled Jacob Zuma's physical hearing over fears there would be dangerous clashes between ANC and MK supporters.
In fact, we are questioning that, why the meeting is virtual. Because President Zuma, if he's a member of ANC, and he must be called to a disciplinary hearing physically, so that he can answer for himself for the allegations or the charges which they are putting to him. That is the process. Let's allow the process. That is why they have called for this disciplinary hearing. Why don't you wait for it so that it finalizes and we'll get the outcome of the process?
MK supporters have reiterated their leader's call to have the disciplinary hearing made public. Former Sports Minister Zizi Kodwa's lawyers have sent an application to the state requesting further particulars in relation to his corruption case. Kodwa, alongside his co-accused Jahan McKay, appeared in the Specialised Commercial Crimes Court in Palm Ridge today, facing corruption charges amounting to close to 1.7 million rand. Codis stands accused of receiving bribes from McKay between 2015 and 2016 in exchange for millions of rands in government contracts.
I respect the state. They believe that they have a case. I respect it. I am saying, having read the charge sheet which they gave to us and having read what they are going to use to prove the charges against my client, there are gaps. So I'm sounding an advance warning shot to say, please explain to me how you link this and that based on what you have given.
The case has been remanded to the 21st of August. The Durban Magistrates Court building has been evacuated following a bomb scare. Police said an unknown caller alerted officials that there was a bomb hidden somewhere in the building.
The police explosive and K9 units are currently searching the building with their dogs, but outside court, officials have been camping since morning after being escorted out by security officers. Police spokesperson Robert Nechiwunda.
The explosives and K9 units of the South African Police Service in KwaZulu-Natal are conducting a precautionary search and sweeping at the Durban Magistrate Court. This is after an unknown person called the court and announced that there was a bomb which he said will go off at 10:30 this morning.
This has brought court proceedings to a standstill, with court officials hoping for a response. Nhlanhla Mabaso, Eyewitness News.
President Cyril Ramaphosa signed a slew of bills into law, including one on public procurement, which was rejected by the DA and the Freedom Front Plus, two of the Government of Unity partners. He's also assented to the climate change bill, which spells out the country's response, mitigation and adaptation actions to the global threat. A third bill, which has now become law, is the National Small Enterprise Amendment Bill, which will consolidate financing.
The Public Procurement Act addresses weaknesses in the procurement of goods and services by organs of state that have, in the past, enabled various degrees of corruption, including state capture.
As the race to the White House heats up, some analysts believe Kamala Harris has a good chance of beating Donald Trump in the November elections. The pair could square off when the US heads to the polls to vote after Joe Biden dropped out endorsing Harris on the Democratic ticket. This is the second time Harris will be in the running after her first attempt in 2020 flopped.
She's a woman who has always surprised oppositions, and she's a comeback kid. And she did very, very well as vice president.
The Springboks have named a 33-man squad for the Rugby Championship starting in August. Double Rugby World Cup winning captain Kolisi returns to lead the side after he and a number of frontline players were given time off and missed the test against Portugal. Coach Rassie Erasmus has selected a number of players who impressed in that 64-21 win in Bloemfontein, including prop Jan-Hendrik Wessels, hooker Johan Grobelaar, flank Ben Jason Dixon and scrum half Morne van der Berg. The only newcomer to this year's Bok group is lock Ruan Nokia, who made his Springbok debut against Wales in 2022. Loose forward Evan Roos, who started in the matches against Wales in June. And that's it from me and the rest of the team. Don't forget to download the EWN app. See you for more tomorrow.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.